Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Something Something podcast. My name is Eric Kasloff, and you know what? In all honesty, Larry, I can't remember the last time we did an episode.
I know, right? It's been at least a couple weeks. And maybe even a month, because it's been one crazy summer, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? But I can say that, really, this is a start of, because as you and I have talked, we started talking about doing a season. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe having 6 or 7 podcasts for the season. So, really, this is a good time to start our season, because now we're starting to look for interviews and starting to stack them up. So it's good.
Hey, speaking of interviews, I'm going to be posting the interview I had with Baron's Crypt last week. It was awesome and really awkward being on the other side of an interview.
See? Actually, let's talk about that for a minute. So tell us, you were on, what is Baron's Crypt?
It is a blog talk radio show where Baron Crazen, a horror movie reviewer I met at New Jersey HorrorCon, who we had on the show. Yeah, you can find his episode. Me and him talked about just a little bit of my career and this whole thing called post-horror that's going on right now, which is basically artsy-fartsy horror movies is the best way to put it, and how these movies are horror movies, but since they're good, critics don't want to call them horror movies.
Oh, really? How convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So actually, did you get a chance, and obviously this is a crazy question, but did you get to talk about, her name was Samantha?
A very little bit. He asked how the feature was going, and I said it's still in the writing process.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good, man. Very good. So you guys talk horror a lot, huh?
Yeah, and I talked about the project I'm going to be doing on the 21st for the Annabelle Creation Contest.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that, or you want to wait?
I'll just say it right now. David Sandberg, the guy who made Lights Out, the short and feature, is having a contest with New Line Cinema. You send in a 2-minute short set in the Conjuring universe, and if they like it, you get flown out to meet with the people at New Line Cinema to talk about your movie.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you guys talked about that. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And this was a live radio show, right?
Yeah, it was live. It's live on the internet, but you can still find it. It's like archived now, and I'll be putting the link in this.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, Eric, since we are back to doing interviews with creative people, I would like to introduce you to Andy Rossi. Hello.
How's it going, Andy?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Pleasure to have you.
Absolutely. Now, Andy, correct me if I'm wrong. I know you're an actor, but also you're a director and writer.
Yeah, this is correct. The writing is, of course, the first love, but I don't mind doing some directing and acting. I kind of love it all. So.
Very cool. Now, I saw in your short bio that you sent that you are from Chicago?
Yeah.
So, how long have you been out here in LA?
I moved out here in 2004. So what is it, 2017? So
yeah.
Whatever the math is, I know it's over 10 years.
Very nice. Now, did you come out here specifically for acting?
Not necessarily. I used to come out here all the time as a kid, and my uncle lived in Huntington Beach, and I'd go out there in like December when it was like negative 25 in Chicago, and it was like 75 in Huntington Beach, and I'm like, what am I doing in Chicago? Like, I need to come here. So after I graduated college, I'm like, it's go time. Let's get out there.
Very cool. So you mentioned college. What did you go to college for?
I went to college. I had a PR major, psychology minor, but I did do a couple plays out there, and actually took an acting class out there, and that was kind of what kind of sparked the interest. And I'm like, this would be awesome. I was always doing sports and stuff in high school, so I never really did any plays or anything, but in college kind of gave me the chance to try to be a little bit more creative, and that was probably the reason behind the move too. I'm like, I can move, be in sunny weather, and also try to pursue the entertainment industry.
Very cool. So what was your first, because being on the show and stuff, before we get into things that you're doing, I always like to find out like the motivation behind like why you got into the arts, or why are you gravitating more towards writing?
Oh man, I mean, for me, I was doing this at like age 12, grabbing my parents' video camera with VHS still in it, and we made our own like movies in the basement. I know some buddies and I got together, we did our own like Saturday Night Live sketches in the basement, and like music videos, magic shows. My favorite one was we did a horror movie called The Assassination of Michael Bolton. Pretty self-explanatory. We murder him. So I got to do that. Just always enjoyed doing all that stuff. Just never really thought that I could do it, for a career. So
yeah.
And I just wanted to throw in a few things. I've been watching your Funny or Die stuff, man, and it is hilarious. There's gonna be a link in the description. I forget the name of the one, but it was the one where it was like the Thor kind of character attacking people for you. What was it called again?
That's Shambo.
That was great, and the breakup one with the Boys the Men lyrics, man, I hurt how hard I was laughing. Like from the openings line, I was like, oh my god, he's using Boys the Men lyrics.
Yeah, the Shambo one's great. That's actually my wife's uncle, and he's like a big like CrossFit like bodybuilder type of guy with this big beard. And one day I was at the gym, and I'm just like, man, you look like a Viking. So I don't know, for some reason through that, it came up with that idea of basically a giant Viking taking care of all your problems. So
he looked a lot. I'm a big wrestling fan, and he looks just like Damian Sandow. Google him, and you'll notice the similarity. That or Steve Blackman.
Totally. So he's got that. He would make an awesome like WWE character. Like he's got that without even like putting on a facade. That he's that guy.
All right, one more question from me. One more from me, then I'll let Larry get back to it. You're from Chicago and you're a sports guy. Cubs or White Sox?
Oh man, I'm a huge White Sox fan.
Oh.
It's hard to be right now. I mean, White Sox actually, I think as of right now, have the worst record in Major League Baseball. But they're on the up and up. They got a great farm system. So, but yeah, I was happy to see the Cubs. I mean, it took them 108 years.
Everybody was. I'm a Yankees fan, and I was happy for the Cubs.
You kind of have to be. It's like, it's too sad if you're not.
Now, tell me, Andy, Eric mentioned it was on Funny or Die. Tell everybody that is listening to this, what is Funny or Die?
Funny or Die is great. I think it was started by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay, and they had those sketches with Pearl, which is Adam McKay's little daughter, that were hilarious. But it's just a spot for people to, shoot their own original stuff and submit it on that website. I like it better than, say, YouTube, because YouTube, I feel like, has everything. You can put anything you want on there. Where Funny or Die, is mainly is all just comedy, and then you could kind of vote on it whether you like it or you don't like it. So pretty quickly you can find out if you think you're funny or not, or if they want you to die.
That's pretty cool. What was the process? Oh, okay. Well, actually, let's start. So, how did you come up with all the skits? And what was the process for that?
There's been, I think there's like 6 or 7 of them on there, and we're working on a couple more that I'm going to shoot this month and probably next month. I have no idea, to be honest with you. Just like random stuff just comes to me, like that one with the Shambo. I just was watching Jason at the gym, and he just reminded me of a Viking. And there's another one about a guy is shunned because he's never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I was about to mention that one. Now I'm craving a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, good. Well, that one's based on, for some reason, my dad is very proud that he's never in his life had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know why he's proud of that, but it made me laugh one day, and I'm like, that's funny. You're like the only person I know that's with, who doesn't have a peanut allergy that's never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So from that, just kind of came this stupid idea of a guy being shunned because of that reason. I don't know. It's always the silly stuff that just kind of comes to me.
And the ending was great, man. I don't want to give it away, but the ending was just awesome to that.
Thanks. Thank you.
How did you, so as an actor, a lot of people just think that acting is the way to go. But, like we talk here on the podcast, and we've talked a lot about it, is you have to do more than be an actor. You really have to create your own project. Now they call it content, right? But it's still,
I hate that word, Larry. I hate that word.
I know. As soon as right before I said it, I said, oh, Eric's going to say he hated it. But, it is. It's become, content has become one of those words where you're like, oh.
I'm going to bleep that out, man.
But how in the way that you, what am I trying to say? In the way that you work and the way that you operate, how important is it for somebody to create their own projects?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing in the last few years is being able to do your own stuff. Because, the competition is huge with everybody moving out here to try to become, the next George Clooney or whatever. So, if you can actually write and produce or direct your own stuff, I think it's very helpful to kind of get your foot in the door as far as, if you're trying to do comedy. I have a friend that's he likes to do like horror / comedy, so say like like an Evil Dead kind of thing. And he started making little short sketches, and now he's got a job with I think is there a station called like Thriller or Crypt TV?
Yeah, Crypt TV is online. Chiller is a TV channel.
So it's Crypt TV then. He's been doing a lot of stuff with them, and if it wasn't for him making his little shorts, none of that would have happened. So I think it's really important to kind of be able to do that kind of stuff, or you're just an actor that just acts, and there's so many of those out there. So I think you definitely got to, create your own stuff. Then it, makes it easier for you to kind of show, casting directors and, producers and whatnot, directors, what you're capable of. Because usually, I know for me, I'm pretty much at the bottom of the totem pole, still trying to work my way up. And, I'm just going to get a under 5 line of, the pizza guy or the delivery guy. And that doesn't really show much of what you can do, So I think it's very, very important.
Well, I think you saying that it's important for people to be doing their own stuff, but that's really the way it's going now. Look at the guy who did Hamilton. He wrote his first play on his own and then spent years trying to get Hamilton made. And, that was all because he didn't want to wait for anyone else to give him a chance. He made his own.
Yeah, and what a what a thing that is. That's become a whole lifestyle. I mean,
Yeah.
I do some DJing. That's how Larry and I met, and literally people will just say, "Oh yeah, for that part of the night, play the Hamilton soundtrack." It's just like a whole thing now. That style of music or that, so which is a total style on its own, I think.
Yes, that's very true. That's the thing. When it is now, when you really think about it, everybody that is pretty well known have done their own projects to get noticed at first. Look at Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Obviously they've had a little help, but I think it's very, very important, because really you are. If you're not doing or trying to put something together like your own project, you're just an actor.
Yeah, look at Seth Rogen. Like, that guy's, if it wasn't for his writing and producing, I don't think he'd be in that many films. But he just, him and was it Evan Goldberg that he writes with? They just crush a bunch of projects all the time.
Hey, sorry to cut you off, but speaking of Seth Rogen, the Disaster Artist trailer dropped today. Oh my God, does it look amazing?
It does. Yeah, I watched it. It looks awesome. I gotta go back and watch what's the original one called?
The Room.
What?
The Room.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh my God. It's gonna be good.
Now you're talking about your next projects. What have you learned from your last projects? Wait. Before you answer that, let me ask you. So your last projects, what were some of the most frustrating things that went on?
For me, it's always the sound. I need to find like a great sound guy. Like, I feel like I do, and then when I find schedules for actors and DPs and everything else, and then my sound guy's not available, I have to find somebody else, and then they're not available. So it's like, but now I think I really need to find somebody, and if they're not available, just reschedule the shoot, because the last time I just kind of tried to find somebody that I didn't do my research as much as I should have, and it was a whole thing. Like, didn't have the right files, and like only had the stuff from the lavs but not from the boom. So it was just like, yeah, and it'll kill you. You could have like a awesome project and great story, but if it sounds bad, it's just going to be distracting the whole time. So
there's no point in watching it, is how I feel.
Yeah.
I've tried to find like YouTube tutorials, and when the sound's bad, it's like, man, why even put this up?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. It can look bad, but it can't sound bad.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
That's the whole thing. So obviously going into this next project, you're going to be looking for sound. What would you tell, and we always ask this for our interviewees, what would you tell the person that's listening to this that is an actor and trying to debate whether to do like their project, whatever it is? What would you tell that actor that is like on the fence?
Or actress.
Or actress. Yeah, actor, actress.
Yeah.
All of them are actors. But yes, the boys and the girls.
Wow, from trying to keep you from looking bad, I made myself look bad.
Oh, God. You're hilarious. Oh, my God. So what would you tell that actor out there going, yeah, but...
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
I think, like, for me, I do different types of writing. I'll do some writing that I don't think I could ever shoot on my own, that I'd like to, someday, have somebody produce for me and direct for me and get all the locations and all that. And then I write, projects that I want to shoot myself, and I make sure that I have those locations and keep it pretty simple. Like, I have access to an office building, so a lot of my stuff, my comedy stuff, I shot in an office because I knew I had that location. So, I know I did a short where I wrote that it was all going to take place in an elevator. And then when we were talking about how we were going to shoot it, I realized I didn't have an elevator that I can control. Keep the elevator doors open, you're just going to have that noise the whole time. So I had to kind of rewrite it. So definitely, like, find some, use your apartment, look around what you have or your house. And, if you have another job, I have a friend that owned a deli, so we got to shoot in his deli before for, a short film. And, like, luckily enough, talked to a guy that owned a bar. We got to shoot in his bar. So I don't know, use your contacts and, write stuff that you're going to be able to shoot and not spend a lot of money on. So that's at least what I try to do. Because you write too much, you're not even going to find a place to shoot it, and that's it's going to be tough if you don't have a place to shoot anything. It's going to be hard to do any type of project.
Just to share, I'm going to be filming my horror movie this Friday at my church.
Awesome.
Yeah.
At church.
Yeah, and the pastor was totally cool with it.
That's a cool pastor.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
There's a pattern. Everybody that we've talked to is, like, write what you have. Use what you have. Don't try to overproduce it. Don't overwrite it, because once you do, then it's out of your control. What did you shoot your Funny or Die stuff on?
Man, we've shot so many different. I've had different DPs and stuff, so everything's been kind of different. So I'm trying to think. I know we always shoot with the. You're saying what kind of camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we shot the first few with a 7D, and I think then a 5D, probably the rest of them. I think so. Nothing too crazy. Just a little Canon.
Yeah. And I think that's the point too, man. You don't have to have these big fancy red cameras. You don't have to have the blue or the pink or the brown camera. I mean, you just got to have a camera and an idea and really good sound. So,
and you need some good actors. Luckily, I find people in acting classes, and then I've held some casting sessions and stuff, and gotten pretty lucky with some good people that I try to keep along the way, or I write for people in mind. So.
Yeah. I was gonna ask about that. How important is it to have a team of people, whether it be one or two or five? How important is that?
I mean, I think it's good not to have all just friends in on it, because then it just becomes friends, and then the next thing you know, you're 3 hours behind and haven't shot anything yet. But I also think it's good to have people that you get along with, and that they're up for it. So I usually do like kind of a combination. I'll usually find people through auditions, and then I'll find people that I know in different classes. I do improv at the Groundlings, and
nice.
Yeah, so through that, there's a lot of good talent there. So a lot of the actors in my sketches have been from that, but I have auditioned some people too through that. And then I did a couple short films that were also same kind of thing. Some I knew, some were auditioned.
Cool. So let's go back to the Groundlings. How is that? What is that like?
Groundlings is awesome. I mean, I did sketch and some improv at a place called the Bang Improv Fairfax in West Hollywood for a while, and did like a weekly sketch and improv show. But it was kind of like, decent, talent. And then you go over to the Groundlings, and it's like, oh shit, these people know what they're doing. There's a lot of like really good, funny people. So it's cool because it is kind of difficult, and it's like you start on like a basic level, and you got to like work your way up, and it kind of feels good every time you are accepted to the next level and stuff. So it's cool. I like it. So, but I'm kind of curious to see how other places are. I know UCB gets a lot of talk, and I'm kind of curious to check that out as well. So, yeah, but I like it.
I want to know about. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say for the acronym that you were talking about is the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah.
But because a lot of times somebody just finds us and listens to us, and they may be like new to the thing. So yeah. So that's why I say. And they're an improv group, right?
Yeah, I mean they're in probably over where Eric's at in New York. They're huge over there.
Yeah. I remember the TV show they had. What was it? MTV had them for a while?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amy Poehler and Matt Walsh, all those guys.
Yeah. Before I ask my question, The State was the best comedy troupe on MTV. They were awesome, man.
Yep.
I'm Doug, and I'm out of here. So I want to know about some of your influences. I'm going to guess Second City was probably a big one on you, being from that part.
Yeah, Chicago, definitely. Second City, I just went to a show last year, and there's so many talented people, comedy people in Chicago.
They're kind of the farm system for SNL.
Yeah, especially, I could be wrong, but I think like Chris Farley was there.
Yeah.
And Bill Murray and a lot of those early guys. I think even later, I think like Tina Fey was there. So there's definitely a lot of funny people coming out of there. But yeah, I always like sketch. I still watch every week of SNL, even though I think every year people are like, that show used to be funny. It's not funny anymore. I'm like, they're not all going to be winners.
Yeah.
But, every now and then.
I get that with The Simpsons a lot.
Yeah, totally. I still watch The Simpsons. I DVR
Me
it
too.
every week. I watch them, and yeah, some of them are duds, but you gotta love Homer. Everything he does is pretty great. He was in an episode where he joined a sketch improv.
The improv group.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
So what do you think about the state of comedy right now, as in, TV, film? It's really hit or big misses right now.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like for a while there, the R-rated comedies were really hitting pretty well, and now it doesn't seem like they are as big as they once were. And similar for, say, multicam sitcoms, there's a lot of those sitcoms, the 2.5 Men, that kind of show, and now there's like no multicam sitcoms on TV now. It's all, single cam, Modern Family type kind of stuff. And there's a lot of big dramas, so I don't think there's as much of it as there used to be, especially on TV.
What about the state of writing?
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, what about writing? And I don't know, man. There's so many. Everything is being brought back.
Yeah,
like a reboot.
That last movie Scarlett Johansson made, Girls' Night Out or something, that was a remake of Very Bad Things.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I like. Have you seen Baby Driver yet?
Oh, second best movie I've seen all year. Loved it.
And it's an original idea. It's not a reboot. It's not a sequel. It's not a superhero movie, and it's doing really well. So I like. Or Kumail Nanjiani's film, That Big Sick. Another.
I'm waiting to see that. But again. Edgar Wright is probably one of the best comedy film writers out right now. He hasn't made a bad movie yet.
I agree, yeah. Shaun of the Dead and what's the other one?
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Hot Fuzz.
And World's End, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
And his TV show was amazing. Did you watch Spaced?
No, I've heard of it though.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine. Yeah, but I love that. I love like original screenplays. Like I'm a big fan of like Tarantino because that guy. I mean, his ideas are always his original screenplays for the most part. Like you said with Edgar Wright and this Baby Driver movie, I thought was so good, and it was just an original writing idea.
Now, to get back to what you said about R-rated horror movies, do you think it just went down because everybody was trying to be The Hangover?
Probably. I feel like that kind of, came out of nowhere and somehow made a lot of money for a little budget, and it was a pretty easy idea. So, yeah, it seemed like maybe an easy cash cow to be like, oh yeah, we could just keep making this, see what happens.
And to get back to your work, what I loved about your sketches so much were they were such simple ideas, and I mean that when writers say that to others, they know it's a huge compliment. Because it was just simple and to the point with your jokes, like the speed dating one, my gosh, and the PB&J one. Again, I'm telling all of you, the ending of that is hilarious. The build up to it was great, and I've noticed your stuff isn't filled with a lot of profanity. So it is, like I wouldn't feel awkward watching it with my mom or nephews.
Yeah, that's kind of the point too. Like my sister showed Shambo to her kids, and they're like, let's see, 6 and 5, I think now. Yeah, so they're little, and they saw it. I mean, there's a little bit of words in there, but it's
Yeah.
You could talk really loud for a second or something, to calm it down. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think you need to say the F word or anything to make things extra funny.
Now, are you like writing or trying to get any features going, or like you said, short films?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's funny. For anything short, like for the most part, like sketches or like a little short, I tend to always write comedies because I think they're quick and like you said, like the writing's usually fairly simple, nothing too crazy. Where when I get to feature, I start doing more like dramatic stuff, like more either suspense or if you're talking about horror, I'm actually working on a horror film, but from what I'm thinking about it, it can't be a short, it's got to be a feature. So but I don't know about you guys, I'll get to a point with writing where I get so far and then I just can't think of like an ending, so like I put it off for a little while and I start working on something else and then like kind of come back to it. So
yeah, Stephen King talked about doing that in his book on writing, that when you get blocked in one project, start working on another one.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah. That's like one of my biggest heroes, so I'm glad he said that.
Yeah.
The opposite. Now, just keep at it, even though you're frustrated. Just keep at it. Yeah, no, I'm glad he says the opposite.
Actually, that's what, because, every time Eric and I talk, and, we've always talked, we did an episode on writer's block, as a matter of fact. Yeah, and, you know what, we should have you back on, and we should have you do, like, do a movie on, like, as an interview, where we just start, and we just start talking, and we just come up with the whole movie script.
Yeah, you know what? We will bring that back with you. That we used to do a bit where at the end, near the end of the show, we would have everybody pitch a movie. You know what? We still can.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We've got time right now. We could still try something if you're down for it.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So, Eric, what has happened to you in the last week?
Oh, I just want to point something out. Demon Rape Guy is still going to my church and doesn't remember the conversation.
He doesn't remember?
No.
That's so guess to give you a little bit of background, Andy. We.
I'll tell it.
Every time I think about it, go ahead.
I was at my church last year, and I just started going there, and I started talking to this guy, just being friendly, and he tells me that he was raped by a demon, and that he can still see it sometimes.
Good, yeah.
Okay, but for this, you know what, Larry? Why don't we let our guest start it off this week? So just come up with the first thing to pop into your head, and we're gonna come up with a basic outline, cast it, and the release date is going to be whenever Star Wars Episode 8 comes out.
Okay. So basically just anything that comes
Pops
to
in your
mind.
head.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why. I have this idea of, I think it was kind of based on watching Baby Driver a little bit, but they have this relationship where it's a guy who's kind of like sort of a criminal and the girl's like working in this coffee shop kind of relationship. So I thought of this idea. Now it sounds a little crazy. So this girl, she's driving this motorcycle, hops off this motorcycle while this guy's having like a dinner, and she stabs him like underworld style, like in the throat, right? Kills this guy, and then another guy like oversees what's happening, and through that somehow they like have some kind of relationship. He like falls in love with this chick, and he goes out like murder some guy. So I don't really know too much more than that, but I don't know why I thought of like that'd be, an interesting. It'd be like a romantic comedy slash, like a true romance sort of natural born killers sort of thing.
Okay. I'm like,
That would be the perfect ending.
She would kill somebody at the end.
Yeah, that would be a perfect ending.
So it's like she's so in love with him, she wants to enter into his way of life?
Well, the guy, in my head, the guy was just like a normal dude. Like, he's not into the crime.
Oh, okay.
He's just like hanging out, smoking a cigarette outside and sees this happening.
And that's what inspires him?
Well, he just kind of sees the girl, and it's almost like, oh my god, there's the love of my life. But she's like literally like stabbing someone. But I mean, we find out later when maybe she's like some sort of assassin or something. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is a start.
Okay, so is that a start or an ending?
I think that he says that's the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You can't stop what your heart wants.
Okay, so it's a romantic comedy version of Natural Born Killers.
Sure.
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
There's the
Okay, who's the lead actress? What actress would play the lead?
Now, is this for you guys to discuss? Or
No, all of us together. We all do this together for the next 20 minutes left of the show.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I didn't have anybody in mind. I mean, my thought was like, you remember the movie Underworld with Kate Beckinsale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had like a image of her, but I mean, that was, how long ago did that movie come out? So you'd need somebody kind of badass like that.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah?
Okay.
I mean, she's in a stage in her career now where she can do any kind of movie she wants.
That's true. What a horrible stage to be.
And then who is the lead male?
Yeah.
Well, let's go with the Baby Driver guy.
You want it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he could do it. Would he want to be in a movie that's basically the same idea again?
Hey, the three of us are going to be really successful by the time this comes out. Your comedy stuff is going to be great, and Demon Rape is going to make Spider-Man kind of money.
I hope the name of it is Demon Rape.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so...
I was gonna say, Demon Rape is good. You should listen to that podcast. It was awesome. It was
Okay, so he sees this happen. What else would you see happening, Andy? Now, help us through this. I mean, so he sees her killing her, and he falls in love with her after this.
Yeah.
Does he start trying to impress her by, like, killing people also? Does he track her down or something?
Wow. I don't think so. I think, well, he wants to find out who she is, and so maybe he tries following her, and she's like this professional killer, so she's onto him. She knows he's following her, then maybe, like, she'll be like, what are you doing? You following me? And then he's got to kind of come clean.
Okay, yeah. Go with that. This is kind of like an improv skit that we're doing. Okay.
What if he kind of plays along?
Like he's hip to it.
Oh.
Like, I'm following you. She's like, why? Who are you working for? So he's kind of leading her on, but she almost kills him. And he's like, no, I was just kidding. And now she doesn't really know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he...
Like before too, like he has like a really crappy apartment with maybe like 2 cats. And she's like, she's probably got like an awesome place somewhere,
Okay, I liked where you were going, Larry, that he comes clean, but that has to come later. He could just, like, mention someone he works for, and that ends up, he just first name to pop in his head, and that's like an actual dude.
Oh, wait a minute. What if, as he's watching all this go on, she says a name to the guy that she's gonna kill, and he repeats that.
Okay.
So this is almost, oh no, man. This is almost like, what is that one? It's like, Meet the Johnson, or Keeping Up with the Joneses. So he kind of falls into it.
Okay.
Oh,
So he's like,
that'd be good casting too. Bring Wonder Woman in for it.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
She's the head of the agency.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And so she is about to kill him, and he mentions the name, and she stops, and she's like, how you know him? And he's like, well, you know how you know him, and I know how you know him, but how do you know him? And so he's kind of then turning it back on her. Right?
And that guy's played by Christopher Walken, of course.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. When I kill you, you're going to die. Yeah. That would be perfect. That's brilliant casting. Brilliant. Okay, so good. So, but he gets away, right?
Yeah.
But how do they, like, reconnect? So now he goes back to his normal life and his humdrum job, and he's got this best friend that he always smokes weed with.
Yeah.
And they just start talking. He's like, but dude, I know she loves me. Kind of how dudes do, right?
Okay, she shows up after this conversation, and, I'm going to test you, and gives him a hit. He goes out to do it, and somehow the person just dies accidentally in a horrific way.
Pretty great.
So now she just thinks he's the Mac, She's like, wow, I can't believe...
Oh, man. Andy, we're just butchering your ass.
Or making it better.
There's a 50-50, so you're saying we have a shot.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so Andy, after she sees him doing this, she's all into him now. Where would you see it going next?
So now she thinks that he's some sort of assassin as well.
Like super assassin.
I'm thinking, what if we pull another like twist and Christopher Walken's actually her dad?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So then, like,
Yes.
So then, like, she introduces, or I don't know, maybe somehow she sees her dad, and then he's got to, I don't know. He gets put in a weird thing because it's like, oh yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, where you go about it, she hypes him up so much to her dad that he's embarrassed to not say he knows him.
Oh man, yeah. So he's kind of shamed into knowing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, I could see that. And then all of a sudden, as the main dude, well, what's his name? What are we gonna call him?
Maybe it'd be cool if they never even had a name.
Okay, I could see that. Every time he's about to say his name, a big loud sound happens, so we never hear it. Like, you know, she's about to say his name and she shoots a guy or something.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay.
Right, so how does it end? What's the ending?
I mean, he's got to come clean in the end, and they got to figure out a life together. Does he want to be with a girl, the girl of his dreams, who also happens to be an assassin? I don't know.
Oh, that's a good way to leave it for
Maybe
part
he can
two.
like bring it up. I like your idea, Larry. You were saying there was he had like a buddy that he was smoking weed with. Maybe that buddy, he like was like, hey man, like if you were with somebody and they just had like one big like don't worry about it, man. Yeah. I mean, how bad could it be? It's not like she kills people.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's got to be a build-up to that. I mean, is she hot? Oh, smoking hot. Then what's the problem?
Yeah.
Is she a racist? No.
Yeah, right. You know what? Christopher Walken, he should get kidnapped because of yeah.
A rival family?
Because of this guy, yeah. Because now he's being like put to the test, and something happens, and he gets kidnapped, and then that's when he has to come clean to his daughter and the girl of his dreams. And
Okay.
he's like, wait a minute. I'm taking you in to go save my father with me. You're supposed to be this assassin.
Yeah.
And you're telling me this now, why? Well, because my therapist, every Thursday, my therapist says I need to be completely open and honest with the people that I love. And then all of a sudden it's like, did I just say that? Whoops.
But I feel like somehow they do save the day. They do save Christopher Walken's gotta get saved.
Yeah, that's what I was about to pitch. When he gets there to save him, the other, like, gangster family, they've heard so much about this guy. What a great assassin he is. They're terrified.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're like, the truth is, doesn't he know how to handle a gun or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He doesn't carry a gun.
Or he told him when they're like, hey, the safety's still on.
Yeah. Actually, that's Christopher Walken. He goes, the safety's still on the gun.
Still on.
What are you, a moron? That's my Christopher Walken impression.
That's a good Walken.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they save the day. I think they gotta end up together.
Man.
Well, just think how funny it will be, this woman who's an assassin giving up